Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who played 13 years in the NBA. He's co-host of the Knuckleheads podcast, friend of the program, and he had the Knicks, I think.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he did.
Who did?
Oh, he's a basketball guy talking on TV. Mm-hmm. Definitely had the Knicks.
And he has the Thunder winning the title.
Oh, yeah, like everybody does. Ladies and gentlemen, Quentin Richardson.
Yeah,
What's going on, bud?
What's up, fellas? What's up, fellas? Nice shirt there. I see you. A nice little T-shirt. I see you.
Yeah, see, WWEshop.com, immortalized forever on cotton. This moment. It was a game tire. He thought it was a game winner.
Did you see the guy that got that tattoo on him? Some Pacers fans got that tattoo. It was pretty sick, too.
Yeah, I saw it on the outside of a guy's calf. Feels like that's regrettable, but hey, nowadays, who cares? Who cares? Let it eat out there. This shirt is available at WWEshop.com. Tyrese Haliburton, obviously, second place for the Eastern Conference Finals Larry Bird MVP trophy.
That's right.
Behind Pascal Siakam. Doesn't matter, okay? Doesn't matter. We're on to the finals. What do you think it was about that Pacers team that solidified an Eastern Conference Finals championship? And when did you know? When did you know that the Pacers were going to run the Knicks out of the gym? And I'm not saying the Knicks are a bad team. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I got nothing but respect for the way they played. But when did you start to feel like, oh, this is the Pacers series in this entire thing?
Well, I mean, obviously after that game one, when they stole that away from him like that was the soul snatcher. So I felt like that was the, right there. That was when I really said, they could really go get this thing. But I mean, as far as the other day, the last game, that first quarter, I can remember in the first or second quarter just watching the game and looking at the pace. And at one point, Stan Van Gundy said it. He was like, this pace and the way everything is going, this favors the Pacers. And I felt that. And you saw what happened in that third quarter and the fourth quarter moving on. They couldn't keep up with that pace. And I think, like Miles Turner said in one of their interviews, he was like, their togetherness, their continuity, and the cohesiveness that they've developed over being and growing up together and having those guys together, I think that's winning right now, man. You got to look at that with OKC and this team. The teams that have that cohesiveness that kind of come up together. They're the teams that's shining right now. They're the two teams left in the finals.
Obi Toppin hitting his head off the rim seemingly every night and getting chants from the entire crowd was awesome to watch. You're talking about freak athleticism there. I mean, he's real tall.
Bunnies.
And he jumps so high every time. After the national anthem plays, he turns around, jumps on the rim, hangs on it, and then jumps back out. He lands at like the free throw line. Mm-hmm. It's like, this guy is explosive. This is unbelievable. Let alone everybody, Nembhard, Thomas Bryant goes bananas. Obviously, Neesmith hit 5 of 6 threes down the stretch whenever they needed him to. TJ McConnell come in and bop some wood, won't he? Hey, he'll get in there and bop some wood. Yes, he will. He certainly will. And then Carlisle...
Big TJ McConnell fan. I love that dude. I love the way he go in there and mix it up every time.
Pittsburgh guy. We appreciate the fact he's an NBA player. I don't know how many of those guys we have in the history of Pittsburgh. Not a lot. And that's just reality. That's a football town. If you have the size to play hoops, they are going to try to get you fatter so you can play offensive line or defensive line. That's how it goes. So TJ making it is great news. And you talk about the pace. Coach Carlisle told us that going after last year, after the Eastern Conference Finals, the big offseason convo is like, we got to be better conditioned. We got to be better conditioned. We got to be better conditioned. Do you think OKC is a team that's going to be able to keep up with the Pacers' conditioning? Because it feels like everybody but the Celtics, the last 2 years during the playoff runs, nobody can keep up with what the Pacers' conditioning is. OKC, the same exact build, and what does the matchup look like, you think?
I think it's going to be intriguing, man. I think they both have, teams to go deep into their rosters. They play 9, 10, 11 guys at different times, and they really rely on their bench and their strength and numbers. But I don't think OKC's pace is as fast as the Pacers. I think they obviously are one of the, leading league leaders in pace for the NBA season. But I think they have the youth and they have the bodies and they have the players that can keep up and be in transition, and they can do their runouts and get in transition as well. So I think they're equipped to handle it. But I think traditionally nobody plays as fast as the Pacers really.
I was in Tulsa last night. They love the Thunder out there.
Yeah, live for it.
Absolutely.
It was awesome. It was really, because I came out, I didn't know how it was going to be actually, because I was like, oh, oh, we are in Oklahoma. Like this entire thing, I've almost become one of the pseudo mascots of the Pacers publicly because of the whole sons of bitches ears ringing situation. That whole thing. So I've got to become. I put myself. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Tyrese, Carlisle. See, I like the way these boys play. Siakam. I love the way the team plays. So I go in there and there's just signs as soon as I'm coming out. OKC in 5 in my face. McAfee, love you. Thunder in 4. A lot of that. A lot of those chants. I was like, I like this. This is about to be electrifying for the finals. This is guaranteed to go 6-7, or is there a chance at Oklahoma City, who's just minus 700 right now to win the series? That's a huge favorite. Actually, I got some stats here from Hembo. This 9.5-point spread in his first game. Oklahoma City's favored by 9.5 in this first game. That is the largest spread in an NBA Finals game since 2020, when the Lakers were favored by 10.5 versus the Heat in the bubble. It's the largest Game 1 spread in the finals since 2018, when the Warriors were favored by 13 against the Cavs. And since 1991, the only team to lose a finals game when favored by 9.5 or more was the Lakers in 2001. Game 1 against
the Philadelphia 76ers with Allen Iverson scoring 48 points.
Yes.
Ty Lue.
So basically, all things are saying the sports books are normally pretty right whenever it's this big. And when it gets this big, it's not normal. What are your thoughts on the spread, and what are your thoughts on how the series is going to go?
I'm horrible. I'm like a novice at betting and all of the minuses, so I don't even get into any of that. I don't even try to figure that out. But I'll say this: I think obviously OKC playing at home, like Pat, you talking about that crowd, like they have one of the sickest crowds in the league. If not the best, they are absolutely in the top tier of whoever else is out there. But they crowd is literally the closest thing in the NBA. I feel like you get to a college crowd with the way they come up in there and they get after it. So I think that's a huge factor that they have going in there. But also, like, when you look at what happened between these two teams during the season, and I agree, these are two different teams right now. Obviously they've been the best two teams down the stretch coming into this point. But if you go by the season, Tyrese struggled mightily against them, and SGA did not. So if you're looking at that does not bode well. But I mean, I don't like to try and use that as a comparison now that we're in the finals, because I feel like I said, these are two absolutely different teams. But I feel like whoever's able to, force their will on the game, because SGA, he's a lot different, Pat, than what you saw from Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson was the smaller guy, compact, doesn't have SGA is a legit 6'6". He's getting guys up off him. He's going over guys, and he obviously leading scorer, MVP. He is prolific at putting that ball in the basket, so he is going to be a handful for sure.
He's a foul artist as well, same with Jalen Brunson, which is a talent. I don't think it's a negative. I think it's a talent to be able to put yourself in a position to get the whistle.
There's never been a dominant scorer in this league that wasn't a foul artist, Pat. Don't let anybody. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, James Harden, all of these guys, they're big time getters. They get to the foul line. Look it up. They are up in the all-time leaders of free throw attempts. Like when you look at Paul Pierce, T-Mac, all these guys, they got to the foul line. Anybody who scores the ball at a high clip, they normally get to the foul line. That's a part of it.
Yeah, and then I think Crossover told us that if you're to eliminate foul shots from everybody, SGA's still the leading scorer. So in run of play, he's still the leading scorer as well. So not just
his fourth quarter points. You could take his fourth quarter points away as well, they say. I saw that stat. I saw the same thing he saw. Fourth quarter throws, and he still leads the entire league in scoring.
The guy's unbelievable. They got a lot of guys over there that are great. Jalen will also pop out of nowhere. And then Chet, what's he doing? Too much, feels like. It's going to be a great series. I can't wait. Now, on that note, you talked about SGA there. Legit 6'6". Does not look like with the way he moves.
No.
Does not look like with the way he moves. Yeah, way too smooth to be 6'6". You're supposed to have a little horse, like baby horse.
Sure.
When you're that tall, somehow able to move like that. That would be so cool to be able to. Imagine walking into an LA Fitness.
It'd be fun.
6'6", being able to move like that. Put a headband on, do your entire thing. Unstoppable.
Sweet hair.
Plus get all the fouls.
When you look at the numbers he's put up, like his numbers say that no one can stop me one-on-one. Like he scored 30 over 50 times in a season, scored 20 over 60 sometimes. Like that's legit saying league-wide, no matter what defense is happening, no matter what's going on, they can't stop this kid. That's scary.
And he bought Rolexes for the entire team when he won the MVP. Seems like he's the perfect guy. You know, it never ends. You got a tough Pacers team coming to town.
Yeah.
SGA. On that note, Connor has a question for you, Q.
Yeah, it might be time to revisit that Paul George trade. I think you could consider that as the worst trade in NBA history now that SGA is an MVP and they're in the finals. But QRich, what individual matchup are you looking forward to the most? Is it SGA and Neesmith and kind of the other guys that they're going to throw at SGA? Is it, Jalen, Haliburton, Alex Caruso on Haliburton? Or is it the new haircut Chet Holmgren versus like Miles Turner? Kind of like a new.
That was the real thing with that haircut?
No, that was NBA Centel. I was just joking. But which matchup are you?
Centel was running wild last week.
Yeah, still is.
Boy.
Oh, my God.
People have not caught on yet.
Jeez, Barry made an appearance here yesterday. Buckner's still throwing his fastball.
When your league gets bigger, you got to start getting used to these things.
Centel's throwing his fastball still. Jeez Louise. Anyways, sorry. Go ahead.
No, please.
I think I'm most interested to see who they. I believe they would probably put Lou Dort on. I think he'll see Pascal and Tyrese. So I'm interested to see who. This dude, Lou Dort, is a unit. Do you hear me? He is a unit, and he is a problem out there. Like, you gotta watch. Listen. I'm telling you, Pat. Like, you got. He
Dorcher
can go 1 through 4 with anybody, and some 5. So I'm interested to see how they deploy him and who he has to guard, because it's going to be a long series for whoever he's on. So I'm interested to see that. I think Tyrese has to be somewhat like of one of the better players for the team for you guys to have a chance. He can't have the subpar games here there. He has to be like the star Tyrese this whole series for you guys to even have a chance, because they are so elite at guard play that if he doesn't play well, I don't see how you guys could do anything.
All right, well, good luck to Tyrese. I think he'll rise to the occasion. Good luck to the Pacers. And I can't wait to watch this OKC team do their thing. Legit.
And shout out his Pops, man. Pops got a hero's welcome after the game, man. I was watching them come down. I know that had to feel good for him, man. Out of the arena, then when he get brought back, they bring him down to the court. That was dope to see, man. Shout out Tyrese Pops.
Yeah, shout out John Haliburton Pops, free Pops, though it's backwards. He's not in jail. Let's not get crazy here. He was sitting at home. That's what Tyrese said.
Very nice home.
The game 3, whenever he was up in the suite, he had this neon blue hoodie on. Mm-hmm. Like, I was like, I wonder where Pops is. And then literally just sticks out. Right, he is right there. And he stood the entire game, obviously, just like he was courtside. And then whenever they win and he's allowed to go down and celebrate, man, what a moment.
Did you get to see him?
I saw him in the back. Yeah. He gave me a hilarious speech. He said, I'm not going to say what he said. No.
Come on!
Is he allowed to go courtside for the finals?
I think, because they said indefinitely. They never gave like an actual time frame. And his boy is playing in the NBA Finals.
Come on.
I mean, this feels like got to let him back in there. But also, they don't want people to think like, hey, we're okay with like people getting on. Like, because I think that's a big deal in the NBA world because of how close fans are. Like, I think in your guys' world, if I've kind of come to understand anything with the way players act with fans, I think there is a built-up tension with how close fans are and how they feel like they just got a ticket to say whatever they want to people with how close they are with basketball. I feel like you guys have to deal with that a lot more. That's why whenever a player snaps finally, I don't think it's just that night. I assume it's probably 20 nights leading up to whatever's taking place.
History of the Pacers, too.
Yeah,
like, I'm not saying
that's never gonna change, man. That's always gonna be a thing. Our fans get some of the get close, like probably the closest to the action of any fans that out there. And my experience is like, if you're very direct and you concise and you say the thing the right way to the person, they'll know that they're messing with the wrong person and they'll kind of leave it alone. So that's I've seen that happen a lot too.
Yeah, I watch James.
They're so close. That's what, like, you got to tell them the right thing. Like I had to tell somebody one time, like, yo, like, you do realize that, like, you are right there. Like, I understand there's rules and there's things, it's invisible lines, but like, I can reach out and touch you. I'm very much bigger than you, and it will be very easy to harm you. Like, bro, just,
very easy to harm you.
Just sitting there with your girl, you don't want to be embarrassed right now. Like, just like, we are very large human beings that are 5 feet from you. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, it's a couple guys over here that will take that fine. I'm just telling you, like, don't do it.
Very easy to harm you. I'm looking at you right now. You ain't got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Hey, you ain't got. We got a lot of guys. I was on their bench I mean, I was on the Pacers bench with where we sat. I was in there. I heard what they were saying. So much so that I actually heard James Johnson talk to a New York Knicks fan that was front row, probably 6 feet behind us, and what he was saying. And, I mean, he verbally decapitated this man. James Johnson did. I mean, it was a problem. But with how that went, I just thought to myself, damn, they are in here. Like, I could see that getting... Oklahoma City's fans, from what I've been told, it's just like college atmosphere.
Yeah,
like they're in it.
Not as many stars.
Yeah, it's just it's an interesting. I'm excited to watch it. But yeah, the back and forth between players and fans in the NBA, I think that's the most personal because you are in. I mean, I'm getting rebounds.
Yeah,
I'm getting the ball. I'm handing it to an NBA player. Here you go. You got this right here. Imagine, oh nope, bitch.
Hey, listen,
they fall on you.
In Detroit, the visitor seats in Detroit. It's literally like the size of a space. Like, think about the seats on the bench, right? It's literally like a space where they took a seat out, and then it's fans right there.
Yeah.
They're like on the bench almost. It's like, I don't know if they've changed it yet, but like that's the way it used to be. And that used to cause a lot of issues with the chirping back and forth because it's like they just being fans, but like you too close to be that animated as a fan. Like, just even if you're not saying anything to me, I'm going to be annoyed that you're this close to me cheering for the team.
And I can hear everything that's being said. I can hear everything that's being said whenever I'm down there. It's like, so you got to act like you're on. The guys don't, though. I'm happy they don't. I'm happy they're able to get into a zone where they don't even think about people being 2 feet away from them while they're bitching or complaining or talking shit. Because you could potentially feel guarded because, like, I have no idea who this person is that has a camera on me 2 feet away from me. It's an interesting sport, man. I'm very fascinated by the NBA. Obviously making a lot of money. Those courtside tickets.
Yeah.
Those things are pricey.
Access costs now, but they get right up in the action. Like you said, they right there.
Yeah, I was in it. It was a lot of money we paid, but I mean, we were definitely on the Pacers.
It's a viral clip of like, I think late great Kobe Bryant. I think it was
Kobe and Chris Rock.
Chris Rock was like probably like this just talking. Kobe's just locked in. He wasn't talking shit. He was probably trying to say some funny shit and just locked in. So yeah, being that close to the action is nuts.
And he was saying a lot. It was like him and David Spade. And David Spade's like pissing his pants laughing at what Chris Rock is saying. And he's going.
And Kobe is not even flinching. He didn't even flinch. There it is. There it is.
Did we miss it?
No. It'll zoom out.
Oh, what? They're going to show Kobe. Kobe is not even.
Jeez. That's like Matt Barnes, right?
Right there.
That's Matt Barnes and Kobe with the thing. All right, let's talk a little bit of Lakers, shall we? Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the clip of Luka being a guest on Mind the Game Pop, but if you haven't, we got it right here. I want to get your opinion on it.
I think it'd be unfair for the audience if we didn't ask you off the bat what it's like playing together, how you feel playing with LeBron. I know you looked up to him as a kid, and now you guys are teammates.
I mean, it's great. You see, I've never played with a guy like this. And, just being traded to here, to LA, I mean, it was different. But just to play with guys like him, like, it's unbelievable. Like, I can learn so many stuff, First of all, off the court, all the things he does just to be ready for the game. And obviously on the court, everybody knows what kind of player he is.
What, give me an example of a couple things you've seen, like being around him every day where you're like, he does that? Like, what's he doing over there? Like, is there anything that stands out initially where you're like, wow?
Well, first of all, he shows up like 10 hours before the game. So, I mean, that was really the main, like, I was, what? I came into the arena.
For
he was
22 years?
He was already done working out. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I just got to the arena. He was already done working out, D-Bud, is what Lucas said.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, like, did you have an experience like that? I guess seeing it from an OG, seeing how they work, something that changed it? Because everybody comes to the league with that elite talent. But what is, like, the difference, or what type of impact do you think this will have on Luka going forward?
I think it'll be very positive, man, to be able to see, get a look behind the curtain to see what somebody like LeBron, who's been doing it for 22 years, who's known for being in the best shape and keeping his body right and being one of the most best conditioned guys ever to play, and that being something that that Luka, that they have highlighted that Luka needs to work on. I think it should be great for him, being able to watch him and learn from him and see what he's doing. For me, when I came in, that person was it was Ray Allen. When I came in, I saw, I got to the gym one day. This is when we were playing, and you get to the arena, and it's like, who out there already? Like, they out there with the the little slam team, the people that's doing the flips off the trampolines. He didn't move. play, getting the cheerleaders out the way. He was there that early, and I was like, I saw that. I was like, damn, like Ray Allen, like going crazy with it. He here. Like he getting here before the home team, and this was when he was on the road. He was coming to LA as a visitor, and I'm like, yo, like he already here. And so like then once I saw that, like I changed my routine. Like, all right, cool, I'm gonna get here before everybody so I could get all of my shots in. Nobody else is out there getting work in. You could get through your routine and get your stuff down and get your feel in, and then you could go back and chill. You could get in, a hot tub, cold tub, ice, whatever you want to do, get your mind right, but you don't got to worry about going out there while the other team is out there. This team, you can do whatever you need to do if you get there early enough. So that's what I took from that.
Is there a chance that Luka had no idea that you were allowed to do that? Is that real or no? Like he said, he's never seen that before. Is there a chance that Luka saw it for the first time and was like, what? Because I think Jay Will told a story on here about playing against the Lakers. It was the Bulls versus the Lakers. And Kobe was whatever. I forget what time it was in the morning at the thing. And Jay was like, geez, I had no idea you were even. So then Jay Will tried to come earlier. Well, Kobe just set him up. Kobe came earlier the next day or whatever the case is. It feels like you hear some of these legendary tales from the basketball world. But is there a chance that Luka didn't fully understand that was allowed? Like, how does that go about being?
I don't think at this point, because at this point, everybody has their own facility. You can go into facilities 24 hours, get shots late at night, do different things. So I don't think at this point, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe he didn't, but I could see for real Jay Will back in the early 2000s. It was different then. Like Kobe probably had keys that nobody else had, flexes that nobody, like back then, everybody didn't have their own facility and it was different things. Now, in this day and age, literally everybody has their own facility and different things to facilitate. Literally, you can go in the gym 24 hours a day now. That's a big difference from when I first came to the league in 2000. Everybody, literally, our practice facility with the LA Clippers, Pat, Southwest Los Angeles Junior College in South Central LA. Do you understand me? We did not even get to take showers after the practice. We had to put towels on our chairs and on the seats of our car and ride home for wherever you got to go and get your shower there. It was like I'm telling you, it was wild.
I don't want to judge too much. But I've been in that area. I don't think you're even allowed to wear Clippers colors outside there, right?
Oh no, it's very, listen, you had to know what was going on. You had to understand what was going on out there. Like you pulling out, and it's like sometimes we would be getting out of practice, the school is getting out, and it's like they like, yo, ooh, they on the car like Aston Martin, like who is that? And it's like you can't you gotta be kind of cool because we come in here every day. You can't be in here being no asshole and tripping because then it might be a problem. So it's like we were really in the hood with it, like. That was a different time, literally.
Yeah, now Ballmer built up the Intuit Dome and everything is going on there. In most toilets at any arena in the entire NBA. We appreciate the hell out of you, QRich. You're the man.
Yes, sir. Anytime, fellas.
Ladies and gentlemen, Quentin Richardson.
Yeah, QRich.
Showing up South Central LA.
NBA,